Hey guys, RichKitch20 back with another episode of Beginner's Guide to Dark Souls 1. This fourth episode here, we're going to go take on the Gargoyles. Bell Tower Gargoyles, I believe is what their name is, or Watchtower or something like that, I don't know. We come back up here, as mentioned before in the previous video when we were doing a lot of the pre-third boss grinding for stuff. I got my battle axe 2+5. As you can see, it has a base damage of 142, and if you toggle it, you see down the bottom where it says Param bonus, it has a C and a D. It has a C scaling and damage next to strength, a D scaling next to dexterity, and you see with those two, because of how much strength and dexterity I have, if you look at where it says attack physical, it says 142. Next to that says plus 70. That means because of how much strength and dexterity I have, because it has a C and a D scaling, I get plus 70 extra damage to the weapon. So this bad boy at plus 5 is doing roughly around 200 damage before physical absorption or damage reduction comes into play, is what that means. So for this boss battle here, I highly recommend having your humanity restored, so you're human, as you can see, and so that means you can summon Solaire. Here is the guy who gave us that white soapstone in the first place. I highly recommend summoning him for this battle. I even like to summon him myself because it just makes the battle faster and easier. While it is very easy to beat this boss by yourself, it just makes it a hell of a lot easier to do it with Solaire. And just, it's nicer. So once you summon Solaire, go ahead, go through the white fog. He will follow you. I usually like to wait for him to come out so he's ready to roll by the time these gargoyles come down. So the thing about this boss, before we actually activate it here, Solaire will stay with me because he's loyal as book. Once you get the boss to half health, another one's going to come down with half health. So in that time, you want to try to destroy the first boss as fast as you possibly can, so you only have to deal with one gargoyle at a time, because the other one's going to immediately start blowing fire at you, which blocks off a whole chunk of area in the boss battle. It just makes it hard. A way you can do that is to, once you get close to half health, if you can chop off its tail, it will stun it and give you just enough duration for you and Solaire to burst it down. If that's possible, I recommend trying to do that. So let us get into this boss battle, which is going to be a pain in the ass. We are going to skip the scene as mentioned before. There we go. Oop, nope, not that. Don't get that up. Alright, so this one, you're perfectly safe to try to dodge stuff. I already cut off his tail, so that's not going to happen. But that's okay. We do a lot of damage. Yeah, you want to let Solaire do his thing. He missed with his lightning bolt. As soon as this guy's attention's on Solaire, we can start chunking him down. He's about to get to what they consider to be half, so we gotta start chopping him up. Doesn't matter about all health, doesn't matter what he does to us, we gotta chop him up. Because there comes that other guy. Lucky for us, he has his attention diverted to Solaire, which is good. Solaire can take a lot of attention away from us. 2 chops should kill this guy. I think it did not. Get the 3rd chop in there, heal up, and bam, we're down to just us and one gargoyle. He does like to blow a lot of fire, which gives you a lot of time, so you can go behind him and chop him up. I do recommend having +2 on your Estus and +5 to your weapon, so spend time farming souls to get that, and it makes this boss like super easy. And we also get a twin humanity from that. When we pop this, we get 2 humanities instead of 1. That's the only difference. I think it heals you for more too, but I mean, humanity heals you for a lot, so it doesn't really matter. So now after you beat that boss battle, as you saw, it gave us 10,000 souls there, which we're going to use to level up since our weapon is as high as it can get at this current moment. Until we go down towards the 5th boss, we can't really get can't get what we need to get our weapons higher than +5. It can get all the way up to +15, or it can be modified to do fire damage or electricity damage or stuff like that, but we'll get more into that as the episodes continue. Ring the first bell. If you don't know why we're up here ringing a bell, if you talk to the guy that's sitting near the first bonfire that we came to, he'll tell you that to open that... Ooh, there's no die. To open that place right there, that you see in front of us, which is where we're trying to head. I believe that's where we're trying to head. That should be Zin's Fortress, not the parish. Yeah. We're trying to head towards that location so that we can, what's it called? So that we can continue on with the game, but we have to ring 2 bells to do that, one above, which we just did, and there's one below, and that's the one we're heading for right now. This guy will show up. He's some kind of cleric. I'm not 100% sure, but he'll give you purging stones, some homeward bones, which can be pretty nice. He only has, oh, I have 6. I don't know how many of those has. He sells you karmic justice, which is a nice miracle, but it costs 40,000 souls to get. It's pretty quite a bit. You can also get talisman from them, reduce bleeding or boost bleeding resistance, and a boost poison resistance ring, and also a ring of sacrifice, which will come in handy later in the game. But we can pick one of those up for free at the beginning of the game, which I didn't because don't really need them a whole lot. So that is the Bell Gargoyle. I'm now going to use these souls to level up. You can also reinforce your armor, but we're going to get different armor in the game, so we don't need it right now. You can see that guy's fighting the Bell Gargoyles as we speak, which is good luck on you, man. Hopefully. So this video is a lot shorter than the other ones, but that's okay. It's just helping you get through those Bell Gargoyles. In the next episode, we are going to do a little bit more farming before we take on the final boss. It'll be a small section of farming. At this point, we can use a homeward bone while I'm discussing what's going to come. What's going to go on the next one, so we don't have to run all the way back. And yes, we're going to do a little bit of farming, get another ring that's going to make the 4th boss really easy, and then go take on the 4th boss himself, the Capra Demon. So I will see you guys in that next episode.